Hey guys, it's Carolyn. I am here with my May wrap-up for you guys. I was kind of ashamed of my reading this month because I didn't get much reading done, but like I have told you guys in a couple other videos, I went on a vacation this month that was a huge chunk of the month. It was like a third of the month, and I thought I was going to get a lot of reading done, and I got practically none done because we were just doing things and hanging out with people, which I was totally fine with, but because of that I didn't get much reading done, especially because it was like in the middle of the month. So it was like if it had been at the very beginning, I could have gotten tons of reading done when I got back, but nope. So yeah. Okay, I managed to read 3 young adult books, and 4 children's books, and I'll tell you more about the children's books in a second. I actually just recorded this before, but I've talked too long, so I'm going to try to make this quicker. But anyway, the first one was City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. It's the third in the Mortal Instruments, and I loved this so much. It was a great conclusion. Well, originally, like, she was only going to write the trilogy, so this does have a conclusion. And then the 4th one just picks up a separate plot with the same characters. So yeah, it was a very good conclusion for this particular villain, and there was also a lesser conflict that was fixed that I was really excited about. I'm not going to show you guys what that is in case you haven't read it, but it was basically bothering me for like all of book 2 and most of this book. So yeah, I was really glad that that got resolved. And it was very, very well done, but I am gonna give it a 4.5 instead of 5, because it was kind of slow going. Like, it was a very good conclusion, but it just took me a while to get through it. Like, and I don't know if that's because of the writing. I don't know. So, 4.5 out of 5. Loved it. Okay, next we have Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, which is the prequel trilogy to Mortal Instruments. Not gonna lie, going into this, I was stoked because I thought that I was gonna like Infernal Devices way more than Mortal Instruments because it's set in Victorian England. I'm a huge fan of Victorian England. However, I forgot about this one thing that bothers me about that time period: their views. I love the way they dress, I love the way they talk, I love the manners, I love the fact that there's no modern technology like TVs or cell phones. However, the views bother me. And the main character, Tessa, like, this isn't a spoiler, I promise, or it's not like a major spoiler. I can't tell you how many times in this book she says something along the lines of, well, women shouldn't do that. And every time she said that, I was like, okay, Victorian England, remember it's Victorian England. Women weren't treated like hardly anything back then. Except the only problem I have with these views in Victorian England, they had a freaking queen. Like, I don't understand those views of people saying women can't do shit when they had a queen. Like, yes, it was because of birth and not because of her skill set necessarily, but Victoria was my favorite monarch, so, alright, sorry, that was a random thing. My bad. But anyway, so yeah, because of that, Tessa's character, I'm torn on. Like, I sorta like her, but just every time she says something like that, I'm like, oh, I'll punch you in the face. But, yeah. Especially because there were other women in the same thing that were like, yes, they can do that, actually. Because we're proof. But that's beside the point. You'll understand when you read it. But yeah, again, I love the clothes, I love the manners, I love the way they speak, and because of that, I really loved this. I loved the villains, I loved the events that went on, I loved all of the supporting characters except for Jessamine. Jessamine, I don't really care about her. But yeah, Charlotte and Henry, I love them. Jim. Can I just talk about Jim? I love him so much. Like, I am so in love with this fictional character. It's kind of sad, but I'm really excited for Clockwork Prince because I'm guessing he's in it more. So, yeah, stoked. And I think he's even on the cover, so I'm hoping that that's going to be like, oh, yay, he's in it way more. But, yeah. Will. Okay, I need to talk about Will. That's this dude right here. Again, for me, he's the same as Tessa. Like, there were parts where I was like, you're awesome, and then other parts where I wanted to take his head and beat it against the wall. And then something happens at the end where he just lost all of my respect entirely. And I was just like, nope, Gem rocks, you suck. So yeah, maybe that'll fix itself in Clockwork Prince or Clockwork Princess. But yeah, I don't know if I have said this, but like, people compare Will to Jace, and yes, he is like Jace in the egotistical sense, but one thing I will say about Will is that he is a lot more, of an ass about it, and I guess that's why I don't like him much, and I really like Jace. Is because, yeah, Jace is egotistical, but he is... You see, like, the emotional side of him when it needs to come out, and with Will, it's just like... Well, you'll have to read it. But anyway, so yeah, Will does not get my vote. Tessa, I'm on the fence about, but all the other supporting characters I loved. Oh, and one other thing I really loved about this book are the literary references. Freaking awesome. And some of them were about books that I had never read, and it made me want to read them. So, yeah. Okay, alright. Gotta go quickly now. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to split this video into two. So I'm going to show you guys the other book that I read, and then for the children's books I'll do another video because I've already been talking for too long, but I don't know, I feel like I need to get my emotions out with these books. So, okay. The last big book I read was City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. Definitely my least favorite of the Mortal Instruments books. I love Mortal Instruments, like, a lot. But I definitely loved the original trilogy better. Problems with this were Jace's character throughout the entire thing. I just thought, what the hell is wrong with you? Not throughout yeah, pretty much throughout the entire thing. One thing I will say about this is I really did love the villain in this. It's a newly introduced character. I'm not gonna say who or what the evil plot is, but that I just thought was really well done. And again, I love all the characters that come back, but it just didn't, this one just didn't grab me like the first three did. And again, Jace, as much as I like his character, was just kind of crazy in this one, and I was just like, eh. But yeah, so 4 out of 5, because I enjoyed it, but not my favorite of the series. Okay, how much, actually, I might have time. I'll talk about these really quickly. Okay, so the first picture book, well, children's book I read was a picture book that I read in the library by Roald Dahl, and it was called The Ming Pings, and it was very cute. It definitely wasn't my love about his writing is that he includes, like, whatever creatures he makes up, he includes them in multiple stories of his. So he did include creatures in this that I had heard of in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So that was a lot of fun. The illustrations were gorgeous. They weren't what I was used to because they weren't done by Quentin Blake, but they were beautiful nonetheless. So I'm going to say that one was like 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I think younger kids, like, since it's a picture book, you can pretty much read it as like a second grader. And I think younger kids would really enjoy it. Okay, next is SEO Trot, aka Tortoise Backwards. This was really cute. It was interesting. Well, I mean, it was adorable, but the only thing is that I wasn't incredibly happy with the ending. I'm not going to tell you why, because I want anyone who wants to read this to read it, because it's very cute, and I recommend it for all ages if you haven't read it. Basically, if you like Roald Dahl, or you love, like, cute stories and cute pictures, you will love this book. But yeah, I wasn't too happy with the ending, so that's why I'm going to do 4.5 out of 5, but other than that, it was a very cute story, and it was very mischievous and funny. So, yeah, this was very cute. Okay, the next one I read is my favorite. It is Matilda. I've never read this book, but it has been one of my favorite stories and movies pretty much my whole life, like pretty much since I was 6 years old when I saw the film. And reading the book was just as enchanting as seeing the film. It was really cool because since I'd seen the film, I was like playing the scenes in my head as I was reading, which was so fun. And there are subtle changes in that I didn't know about in the book, that made it really cool. So, yeah, this was enchanting. 5 out of 5. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. And the last one is also by Roald Dahl, and it is called The Giraffe and the Pelican and Me. And this is really cute. It's about a boy and a giraffe and a pelican and a monkey who have a window washing business. And I really enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed it because it had much more of a plot than I expected. Like, things happened. I kind of thought it was just going to be like, oh, animals and boy go wash windows at house, done. But it was much cooler than that. Like, stuff happened while they were at the house that you weren't expecting to happen. And the characters were just enchanting and wonderful. And, I mean, look at these illustrations. That's awesome. Like, the kid is in the pelican's beak. And the monkey, I mean, it's all just awesome. So 5 out of 5. This was adorable. And I read this in about 45 minutes. So, I mean, you can go to the library, pick it up, read it, be done. So, yeah. Okay, guys. So, those are the books that I read. I know it wasn't much, but I thoroughly enjoyed my reading month. And, I will see you guys next with my TBR for June. Please don't forget to comment on any of these if you want to, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.